Hello, I'm Cedric Peterson, and welcome to this Department of Communication Weather Bulletin. The first hurricane of the season has formed, and its name is Danny. The Department of Communication spoke to head of the Met Department, Mr. Joseph Isaac, who gave the 5 p.m. position of the system and a very general outlook as Hurricane Danny makes its way toward the Leeward Islands.
Okay, we have been monitoring Danny, what was previously a tropical depression, is formed into a storm Danny, and now Category 1 hurricane, 80 miles per hour winds. Most of the forecast tracks indicate that Danny could be in our area around Monday. The forecast tracks also indicate that Danny could strengthen further. But the good thing is that it is forecasted that Danny will weaken before it gets to the island. So there's a possibility as we speak now that Danny could get to the island as a tropical storm and not a hurricane. Although we may want to bear in mind that there's a thin line between a tropical storm and a hurricane. But the environmental conditions which Danny, the path it's taken, it doesn't really encourage a lot of development and to sustain as a hurricane. That's why the Hurricane Center is saying that it is forecasted to be a tropical storm by the time it gets to our area. The advantage we have is that we have time, so we can monitor and persons can put things in place in terms of their preparation. The critical thing is for people to always listen to authentic information and not just listen to hearsay. Listen to the officials as to what directions they are asking people to go and where they can get information. We have the Meteorological Department website, which is www.metosxm.com. That's www.meteosxm.com. And we will be updating information. Every advisory will be updated on that website. As things are now, the Hurricane Center is really using estimates from satellite and microwave dish and so on. They have just put in an aircraft into Barbados that will fly into the system sometime on Friday, and that will give us a better appreciation of the system because that aircraft will actually be studying the environment around the storm and then feeding back information into the computers, and they will get a better idea and a better track. So tomorrow Friday, we could have a better appreciation of the storm and what directions it will take. We have to understand that those things are very dynamic and things can change. The person need to continue listening to the radio stations, etc., for information. The Met Service will bring the information down to the St. Martin situation. You may go on a number of websites and you get a broad feeling of what it is like, but our duty from the Met Office and our website will bring it down to the St. Martin situation and what it means for St. Martin. As we speak now, I want to repeat that right now Danny is a hurricane, but it is expected by the time Danny gets to us, it will be a tropical storm. And we will continue updating all information and telling persons exactly what to expect.
Thank you very much, Mr. Isaac. Just one last question I wanted to ask is some of the features that we can expect. Moisture, a lot of rain. What are some of the key features should the system impact us on Monday as expected based on its current track? What are some of the features we can expect from the storm?
As we look at the storm presently, any slight movement north or south of the path, the path could mean that we will not get anything significant because the system is a very small system in terms of its diameter. It's not a huge hurricane right now. It's very small in terms of its diameter. So any movements would change the dynamics significantly. And that is why we say that right now it's just a mode of preparation that people should really prepare for the worst. But as the information develops and so on, and the scene gets closer, we'll be able to give more accurate information as to exactly what would expect it. But as we speak now, there's a possibility of a storm on Monday with some rain. But the environmental conditions, as we said before, change from time to time, and as that happens, we will update the information.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Marcel Gums, chairman of the Emergency Operations Center, and the National Disaster Coordinator Fire Chief Clive Richardson are calling on residents to recheck their preparations for the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season, adding that this should have been done since June 1st when the season began. In light of Hurricane Danny making his way to the Leeward Islands and arriving on Monday, August 24th, residents and visitors are advised to monitor the progress of Danny closely, even though it's a little over 1,000 miles away. Coordinators from the 10 emergency support functions ESFs of the country's disaster management system have been instructed to review implementation action plans and to start pre-preparations in the event Danny should pose a threat to the country. The Office of Disaster Management and the Meteorological Department of St. Martin will be keeping the public informed as this system approaches the Lesser Antilles. The government's emergency radio broadcast system is also operational and on standby if necessary. Radio listeners can tune in to 107.9 FM. Residents, vacation homeowners, businesses, and the yachting community are advised to use the next couple of days to check their hurricane preparation plans, review hurricane shutters, and check what furniture and outdoor items should be removed in the event of a hurricane threat. Use the time now to repair or purchase any items needed to secure your home or business. Villa and home rental management agencies should check the aforementioned to make sure they are storm ready. Livestock owners should review their own storm preparations. Warehouses and storage depots should check their surroundings and make sure they are storm ready in the event of a threat to the country. Contractors and builders should review their site hurricane preparation plans as was already advised by the Office of Disaster Management back in July. Review what items at the building site may need to be secured in the event of a threat. Residents of homes along the coasts are requested to review their plans and to be ready to take action in the event of a passing storm and/or hurricane. The Department of Public Works have stepped up its hurricane preparedness in light of the approaching hurricane. The floodgates at the ATLH roundabout were opened to release water from the fresh water pond into the Great Salt Pond. The Department of Communications spoke to Edelmiro Janssen, who gave us some insight into the activities in preparation for the approaching Hurricane Danny.
This afternoon we step up our hurricane preparations. As everybody knows, from early after 11 o'clock the storm will become official hurricane. So we step up our preparation. So what we're basically doing here, we basically letting out some of the water out of the fresh pond into the salt pond. So we could clear the mouth right there by the Seventh Church, which have a high bill of silt. That's the reason we basically draining some of the water out of the fresh pond into the salt pond.
Second question is, when will the pumps be activated over in the salt pond?
The pumps are ready to go in motion once it is necessary. So once the water build up, we will be able to start the pump at one time.